Let's try something. Let's take a snapshot of just one single month, almost 50 years ago. A picture that, when you really look at it, shows a nation kind of caught between its past and its future. Today, we're diving into February 1976. Trust me, it tells a fascinating story about a country in the middle of a massive change.
So, picture this. It's 1976, and North America is in a deep freeze. I mean, literally, but also figuratively. The country's still kind of shivering from the aftershocks of Watergate and Vietnam, but at the same time, it's trying to get excited for its big 200th birthday party. On the surface, it might seem like a quiet month, but, well, underneath all that ice, some really powerful currents were already starting to reshape the future. And while America was wrestling with its own identity, the whole world's attention shifted over to the snowy mountains of Innsbruck, Austria, for the Winter Olympics. Now remember, this is the height of the Cold War. So these games, they were way more than just sports. The ice rink, the ski slopes, they basically became these ideological battlegrounds. Every single medal felt like a huge win for an entire way of life. For all the Americans watching back home, the entire Olympics really seemed to come down to one person: Dorothy Hamill. I mean, with a totally flawless performance, she grabs the gold medal in figure skating, and her iconic wedge haircut, it just swept the nation. It was this simple, perfect moment of victory, and it was something the country really needed. Meanwhile, for their neighbors up north in Canada, the Innsbruck Games were causing a bit of national anxiety. The Canadian team, they fought hard, but they just struggled to land on the podium. And what that did was just ratchet up the pressure for the upcoming Summer Olympics in Montreal, which were only a few months away. Okay, so that clean, simple victory on the ice gave everyone a moment to cheer together. But back in North America, the headlines were telling a much more complicated and anxious story.
There were three huge stories that were just dominating the news. The whole nation was glued to the completely surreal trial of Patty Hearst, the heiress who became a revolutionary. At the exact same time, there was this political earthquake just rumbling in New Hampshire, where this little-known governor named Jimmy Carter was suddenly defying everybody's expectations. And up in Canada, Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau was trying to battle a shaky economy and this rising tide of Quebec separatism. It was, to put it mildly, a messy and uncertain time.
And this feeling of conflict, this tension, it was perfectly mirrored in the pop culture of the time. Seriously, if you want to understand the American psyche in February 1976, all you have to do is look at what people were watching.
On February 8th, Martin Scorsese unleashes Taxi Driver on the world. It was, and it still is, an absolute masterpiece, but a really dark, violent, and deeply paranoid one. It tapped right into that post-Vietnam disillusionment, that anxiety over cities falling apart. It held up a mirror to a grim reality a lot of people were feeling but couldn't really put into words. And audiences? They were totally captivated by it.
And yet, while people were flocking to see that gritty realism in theaters, the #1 show on television was its complete polar opposite, the brand new sitcom Laverne and Shirley. This show was the ultimate comfort food. It was a deliberate escape from all the complex problems of the 70s, a retreat back to this innocent slapstick world of an idealized 1950s. It was basically the nation's security blanket.
So what you have here is a culture that is just completely divided. On one hand, you've got this deep need to confront the dark, complicated anxieties of the present with a film like Taxi Driver. And on the other hand, an equally powerful craving to escape those exact same anxieties by retreating to a simple, happy past with Laverne and Shirley. The same country was obsessed with both of them at the exact same time. It's a perfect reflection of a nation that wasn't really sure how to feel about itself.
So what does this all mean? A gold medal, a bizarre trial, a political upset, a dark movie, and a silly sitcom. What was really going on in February of 1976?
It was a moment of transition. You can almost think of it as the entire country taking one deep, collective breath right before the big patriotic explosion of the bicentennial celebration that summer. It was this little pause, just filled with contradictions and uncertainty, right before the party started. This one month gives us the perfect snapshot of that era, doesn't it? You've got a moment of pure victory set against a backdrop of totally bizarre news. A culture that was craving both harsh reality and sweet, simple nostalgia. It was a nation just holding its breath, right on the verge of a political shift it didn't even see coming yet. And that leaves us with a pretty fascinating question. If we took a snapshot of just one month today, almost 50 years later, what conflicting stories of anxiety and escape would it tell the future about who we are right now?